Hi, I'm Tom, and in this tutorial for FreeCAD BIM, I will show you how to create quantity takeoff using the schedule tool. In this simple example of a garage building, I will show you how to create wall quantity takeoff where I've got three different wall types. And here I've got volume of each of the material that is needed for construction of this building. If you would like to follow along with me, you can download the start file for free from the FCB Launch shop. The link is in the description below. I'm using FreeCAD 1.0 in this tutorial. Okay, so let's start with the sample file, and first we will create a quantity takeoff where we will show the length of walls. Now, if I want this quantity takeoff, I have to know the property which I will want to show in the quantity takeoff. So here in the wall, it will be this length property. And if I hover my mouse here, you can see a tooltip window which shows up. And the important thing is the name of the property. Here you can see its length, and we'll be using that one. So now that I know the name of the property, I can fire up the schedule tool with this button. This opens up the schedule definition window, where here I will type in the internal schedule name. So I will name it wall length. And here I can create lines, each with one information that it will be taking out from my model. So to add a line, I will click this add row button, and this adds this one row. Here we've got columns which we cannot add or remove these columns. They are set. So in the description, I will type the description. So this will be wall length. And this is the important part. This is the property that this row will be measuring. So I will type in length, and this one is case sensitive, so be careful about that. Now, if I would now just select OK, you can see that I've got a bunch of warnings. And these warnings are because I did not select from which objects I want to measure the length. So it's measuring from all objects, and it's telling me that some of the objects don't have the length property. But you can see that if I open the schedule definition again, what's important is to create associated spreadsheet, because without the spreadsheet, I don't see the result. So I will click Associate Spreadsheet, hit OK. The warning show up again. And here you can see a resulting spreadsheet of this calculation. So if I look at the result, it's calculating length of all of the objects in the project. I'm not sure if it's only walls or something else. So how can I tell FreeCAD which objects to measure? It's this objects field, and I can actually, this window is non-modal, so I can select, let's say, this object, this wall, and click here to the objects and hit add selection. So this object, now the object's name is wall, is selected into the calculation. So if I hit OK and look at the results, you can see that the only the length of the selected wall is measured here. So, but of course, I want to measure more than this one wall. So for now, let's do it manually. So I will select this wall, and this wall. I've got 3 walls selected, and I will add to selection. So now I'm measuring all of the walls, And you can see if I hit OK and look at the result, this is the resulting length, and it's measuring actually in my set units, which is millimeters. But what if I wanted to measure the length of walls in meters? I can do that if I double click the schedule. I'm editing the schedule, so I will double click it, and here in the unit I will double click here and type in M as meters. I can set any length unit here, and if I hit OK and look at the result, you can see that now it's measuring the value is in meters, which is nice. But now let me actually tile the window so we can see both the 3D view and the result. And let's say you can see that the length is 34.55. Let's say I would change the length of this wall. I would change it here to 3000 millimeters. Hit enter. And the length of the wall has changed, but the takeoff did not change, which is a problem. What we would have to do now is actually select either the whole document or just the schedule to recompute the object, and now you can see that it's updated. But I don't want to check every time if the results is right to recompute the object. So if I going to edit the schedule, I can check this one, auto update, and if I check this, every time I change something in my document, the schedule will update. So now if I select this wall again and change the length back to 1550 millimeters, hit enter, you can see that the wall length is automatically recalculated. So this auto update feature is nice. There's one thing related to this auto update. Every time you auto update, there will be probably some warning messages. These are not a problem per se, and this is solved in FreeCAD 1.1, but it could be a bit annoying that the messages show up there. So just be mindful of that in FreeCAD 1.0. Now let me show you on this example. On this schedule, I selected the objects basically manually. This is not very practical, even though what could be practical is here in the objects you can just select a group and everything in the group will be scheduled. But what I prefer is using the filters, and using these filters we will again have to know how the walls are classified. And if I select the wall, you can see here that the IFC type is wall. And if I look at the tooltip, you can see that the name of the property is IFC type. So I will use this in filtering. So I will go to the schedule editing again and actually delete these selected walls. And in the filter, I will type in IFC type column. So that's the name of the property, and now will be the value of the property. So I will type in wall, and these are not case sensitive. The filter is not case sensitive. The property here is, the filter is not. And if I now hit OK, you can see this is the warning that I was telling you about. That's fixed already in FreeCAD 1.1. But here you can see that all of the walls have been filtered from the project, and this is the length of all of the walls. Now, if I wanted to have a list of all of the walls, I can check detailed results, and if I hit OK, you can see that here is the just name of the wall length, the property, and here are listed all of the walls and each of them with the length value. And this is the name of the wall. So basically the name wall exterior is 27.6 meters, and you've got the total here. Okay, so now we know the basics of schedule creation, and now actually let's get to creating the quantity takeoff of wall material. And what I will use is I tagged the wall W01 and W02 based on the type of the wall, and this type relates to the material of the wall. So I will be, for the filtering, I will be use this property with the name of tag. And you might think it would be possible to actually use material for filtering, but it's not possible because above the name you've got the type of the property, and you can filter only those properties which are string. As you can see, the tag is string. So this is why I will be using the tag property for filtering for the wall materials. So let me create a new schedule by clicking on the schedule tool again, and this one will be named wall material quantity takeoff. Okay, and I will add a row, and the first row will be CMU blocks, and the property which I will be measuring is actually, if I hit OK, the volume is not one of the properties of the wall. So here we will be using sorry, not a new one, but I will edit this one. So here for the property we will be using kind of an internal volume calculation of FreeCAD. So this is shape dot volume, and this is the property. Now for the objects, or actually for the filter, we will be using IFC type wall as before, and we want to filter the CMU blocks because this one will be measuring all of the blocks. And to have multiple filter at once, I will type in semicolon, and now the other filter will be tag column W01. So this is one line, and I will create spreadsheet, and I will also auto update. So now I will hit OK, and the warning is here, but I don't care about it. And you can see, I will again tile the window. You can see that this is the volume of all of the walls with the tag W01, which I know are those that have the CMU blocks material. But this is millimeters squared, and of course I want it in meters squared. So in the editing of the quantity takeoff, I will type in here M3, or you can also type in M, this sign, like so. And if I hit OK, you can see that now it's measuring cubic meters. So I can follow along with creating the schedule. If I hit add row now, it's placing the new line at the top, which I actually don't want. So I will select this line and hit delete row. And if I select this line and hit add row, it will insert a new row below this one. So I will add row, and I will type in bricks, and I can actually Control C, Control V this one. I can type in M3, and I will again Control C, Control V, and type in walls, the tag is wall02, and I will add another row, and this one will be drywall, and again Control C, Control V here, M3, and I will copy this one, and it has got tag W03, and if I hit OK, you can see that the values are calculated for each wall material. And of course the auto recompute is turned on, so if I change the length of this wall, it's the brick wall, I change it to 3000, you can see that the volume has changed. Or let's say this is the CMU blocks wall, and if I delete this window, again the volume is calculated correctly. Now let me show you, if you wanted to work with this data in outside of FreeCAD, you can export this data. If I go to edit of this quantity takeoff of this schedule, and here I've got an option to export, I will hit export, and I will save the file to documents, and I will name it wall takeoff, and it's comma separated values file, so I will save it, and this one I will hit OK. And if I go to my file explorer, you can see the CSV file, and if I open it in a spreadsheet editor, be careful, the separator is comma, so this is quite important to set. So if I hit OK, it's imported, and you can see that I've got those values, and I can work with them in my spreadsheet application. I will not save this one. What you might also do is place this quantity takeoff on a tech draw page, which I've shown you at the beginning. So here I will just quickly create a tech draw page. If you want to know more about about creating tech draw pages and working with spreadsheets on it, I have a separate tutorial on it. So here I will go along quickly. So I will select this result and go to my tech draw workbench, use tech draw, views from other workbenches, and insert spreadsheet view, and you can see that the spreadsheet view is inserted, but it's showing only 4 cells. And actually this one I want to go from A1 to C4, so here I will select the sheet on the page, I will select the sheet, and the cell end I will select C4. So it's selecting these cells, and you can see that you can place the takeoff on a sheet like this. And if you would want to name it, you just have to insert text notation, name it wall material take off, like so. I will change the text size and place it here, and then it looks like this on the page. Now with FreeCAD 1.0, you have to be mindful of if I change the formatting of the schedule, or let's say I will type in something longer here, and hit OK, and here in the result or on the page it would actually be too wide, the text, so I would edit the width which if I redraw the page now looks all right. But every time the schedule is recalculated, the formatting is reset. So maybe let's say if I created a new wall here, the automatic recalculation happens and the format is changed back to the default ones. So you can see here that it's again like so. This will be solved in FreeCAD 1.1, but in FreeCAD 1.0 we have to live with this behavior. So let's change back the name like so it makes sense. And let's delete this wall. And now you might be tempted to create a door and window schedule using this schedule tool. The typical door or window schedule looks like this. So you've got type, description, maybe size, and the count of the door type or window type. So let's try to create a schedule of doors with the schedule tool. And this tool is too limited to create schedule like this, but I will show you what we can do with the schedule tool. So here in FreeCAD I've got several door. I would create a door schedule, and you can see that the IFC type is door of the doors, which I will be using, and I again tag the door types D01, D02, D03, etc. So let's create a new schedule and let's name it door schedule. Oops, I hit enter, so I will have to edit the door schedule again. I will associate spreadsheet, check auto update and add row. And here in the description, I will type in D01 type. And in the property, I want to actually measure the count, the number of doors of this type. So I will type in count. So this is a special property. And in unit, I will write nothing. And in filter, I will type in IFC type column doors door. So this will count all of the doors in my project. So I will hit OK and look at the result. And again, I will tile the window and you can see that it has counted 5 doors. I named it D01 type, but it's actually counting all of the doors because my filtering is for all of the doors. But I want to count just the D01 type, so I will write here semicolon tag column D01. And I will hit OK, and now you can see that it's counting D01 doors, and that's correct because this D01 is the garage sectional door. So this is the first line, and for the unit here I thought I could write pieces or units, but actually this doesn't work. It just shows empty field, so we just have to leave this empty. And I've got 5 types of doors from D01 to D05. So I would create 5 lines like this, but each one with a different filter. But because copying here in the schedule definition is a bit slower than in my spreadsheet application, I can actually prepare this in the spreadsheet application and then import. So I will show you how to do this. So I will hit OK here and I will switch to my documents folder and I will create a new spreadsheet and I will name it, let's say, doors setup. and I will open this one. And here are the 5 columns that I will fill in. So I will type in D01, and then here count, and then this is the unit column, this is the selection column, and this is the filter column. So I will type in here IFC type column door semicolon tag column D01. Hit enter, and here you can actually, I can do this much faster. I can copy these and they automatically come like so. And I can save the file, but I need it in the CSV comma separated values of file format. So I will have to go to File and then Save As, and I will choose the CSV text and hit Save. And what's important is to set the field delimiter, the separator, to be comma, not space or tab. So I will save this. So this is now saved. And back in FreeCAD, I will edit this door schedule, and I will hit import and go to documents and door setup, hit OK, and you can see that it imported the comma separated values file. I will delete this row, hit OK, and you can see that these are the door types and the door counts. And you could place these door counts on a page as I have shown you previously, or you can watch the tutorial where I'm talking about how to work with the spreadsheet and how to place it on a TechDraw page. You can see that this result is not really what we want to have as a typical door and window schedule. And I will be showing how to create schedule like this using different tool, a reporting workbench, in one of my future tutorials. So if you want to know how to create door and window schedule like this, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss that tutorial that I will be releasing in the future. So this is how you can create schedules and quantity takeoffs in FreeCAD BIM. The schedule tool is somewhat limited, but in some use cases it could be very useful in reporting quantity takeoffs and other information from your BIM model. To support the future development of the schedule tool, you can support the FreeCAD project by donating to it. The link to the donate page is in the description box below. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.